Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Niche, a genetic survival game. And in the last episode, I accidentally cut the video off because my battery was dying and I need to change batteries, and so yeah, that kind of happened. But I was already pretty much close to the end of the video, so might as well just stop it. No point of continue on. But in the last episode, we have a huge amount of snow, kind of covering up almost everyone, and the Prince of Darkness is absolutely furious with Rare's first child, though he can't be completely upset with her because he still loves her, but he's not happy because Dove, who he wanted to name Duck, but Rare wasn't having that. Didn't actually come up with their famous poison fangs or the little vampire fangs. So his first daughter didn't come out how he desired, and he's honestly pretty upset about that. So let's get started. So yes, their daughter did not come out as favorably as he wanted, and so I guess Rare knows what he would have done. He could be Alpha, and he's most likely would have banished her. But Dove does not want, or Rare doesn't want that. She told the tales of she heard the whispers in the wind about a duo that one has a fishing tail. So hopefully, maybe she thinks that maybe that Sal over here actually knows a bit about fishing, and she would rather send Dove in that general direction to keep her safe from the wrath of her father, Drake. So that's pretty much what's been going on with this family. While Sally Little Wee has been watching the disaster that has fallen upon, Drake is cool with having Wheat around here because he's here to collect all the berries that is surrounding the area, so that he can help feed her sister and her future children. So Drake isn't gonna be making Wheat travel along, even though he is a little concerned of him because he has such dark fur and he doesn't have the fangs. So, but he'll keep him around. Over here we have a duo. A little gathering line who is trying to keep warm right now because it's extremely cold. Turns out a lot of our creatures don't have the big body. A lot of them have the medium body. So we'll try to breed that out and try to get everyone to have the big body if we ever had the desire to go out into the hard mode mountain island. That is going to be a bit harder. Over here we have Lily, I believe our little Lord of Harvest followers over here. So Lily right here is the queen. She's gonna be thinking about probably finding a mate soon, but she's not 100% sure because I think a lot of the people here don't necessarily have any decent traits. She might actually see Doug as a possible mate because even though she is the god of harvest, when it comes to harvesting up berries, he's also technically a lord of harvest because he also has two digging paws, and the digging paws actually allow him to collect roots that are in underground, which is still technically not meat. So he is also technically a Lord of Harvest because he has two digging paws. And so she'll be interested in probably mating with him, but she wants to, she might even just take him as her own, even though he actually loves Laco because she is into digging. So that might be a little conflict right there, but hopefully we can see how that goes on. Right here, Messiana actually has Derp's last and only son or daughter. We don't know just yet, but that's his only child because he had passed on in the previous episode, and it's kind of sad, honestly. And she's going to be trying to I think maybe I'm not sure. I think she had many babies on the past, but I think this is Derp's only child. So that is a little concerning, but it's still pretty interesting, honestly. So yeah, we're gonna see how this goes, and I believe the little family over here is also trying to collect up as much food as they can, but they can't really do much because it's pretty cold, and their daughter Turnip can't actually move too much because she only has the medium tail, which only gives her, I believe, I can't exactly remember 100%. I want to say it gives at least one, cold resistance. But she doesn't have the big body, even though it is in her recessive. She doesn't actually have it herself, so she's a little cold. So she needs to be near family to keep warm. And I believe over here, I think that's pretty much it. I think we're pretty much caught up with the entire group. I lied. I lied. Over here, we actually have the first twins of our entire pack. We have Lair and Resiri. I can't pronounce her name, but we're gonna change their names pretty much soon. The god or the Lord of War, Kratos, is actually watching over them, and I guess the Lord of Scouts, Scout, is actually watching over them too. And she honestly, Scout is actually kind of moved by how Kratos was pretty much okay with spending time with the kids. She actually thought that he was going to be pretty much a brute, considering that he is the god of war, the lord of war, because she would just consider that him just be, killing menace. She actually, I think these two might actually want to be get together. The genetics line up pretty well. I don't think Scout would mind. I think she's just kind of moved by him, and I believe Scout also caught um Scout also caught Kratos' eye because she looks pretty tough herself. She has the big horns, the big body, and she looks pretty interesting. He might even take interest in her. So that might be a thing. So yeah, little Tanu actually stumbled across this and decided to help take care of these kids because I mean they're just a big family. Might as well help take care of the kids. So we'll try to figure out what we want to name these two and see how that goes. But pretty much everyone is done with turns, so I guess we might spend some time trying to figure out what we want to name them. Okay, Lavor. Lavor. So even though these are twins, I wanted to keep their names very similar to how they were originally named after. So I guess we could name this one Nair, and we could actually name this Lavor. So it kind of sounds like a vampire name. And I guess even though she is in favor of the god of Scout, she's actually a member of little vampire clan down here. She actually might want to be more with her own kind. So maybe in the future she can actually head down. But right now she doesn't have her second gem, so it's a little too cold for her to move away. So she's gonna stick with the pack before she actually heads off. Even though she doesn't have the pale skin, I guess Drake would be very happy to see another member of the Poison Fang family. So he might want her to come down just cause. But secretly doesn't he know he might doesn't know that her genetics have a recessive trait that he might be very upset about. But we'll see how that goes. So I guess our best bet is to go on to the next day and see what's gonna happen. Let's see. Are you fucking serious? Oh my goodness gracious, there's so many birds in the sky. I know this is like technically a hard mode island or like one of those challenge islands, but I did not think we would have three damn birds in the sky. So we really have to watch over our babies. And I think it's still too cool for a lot of our creatures to kind of hang out by themselves. But still, we have to watch out for the food because the food is still a little problem. So I guess yeah, we'll get Tuna to collect the berries that are on this bush, and I guess it's okay for them to start moving out. Try to find a new area to kind of chill at. Let's see. Ooh. I guess they can Tuna can come over here and help try to attack this crab whenever they have the turns. They can get some meat because that's kind of what their jobs are. Even though they are scout hunters, scout and hunters, they're pretty much good hunters because they really do need the food right now because there is kind of a food shortage going around. So anywho, so before we actually head off, I actually do want to see if we can breed Lily with Doug. Even though Laco is pregnant with Doug's child, Lily is going to demand that Doug come over and mate with her because she's pretty much interested in him. Even though Doug is very reluctant, he cannot not listen to his queen. So the queen is going to come down here and she's going to mate with Doug over here. So let's see. Let's get Doug. Uh, she's gonna do the mating because it kind of seems fitting for her character. Oh, he's not close enough. Crap. Right here. So yeah, she's going to do the mating, and she will be pregnant with his child. Did that fail? There we go. So that failed kind of. I think it's because he has low fertility. But yeah. So Doug is going to have two children, one from Laco and one from the Queen of Harvest, Lily, because she demands this shit. She demands that he does that. But yeah, so everyone's going to continue doing their duties. They're going to kind of, I think Miss Yana is going to ignore what happened. I don't think Laco knows what's going on. She just thinks that the queen has summoned her love away to help her probably dig some roots, but she doesn't know that probably Doug has to be forced to mate with her. Kind of a weird lore, but we're just gonna go with it. So she's gonna kind of prepare an area so she can actually have a baby over here possibly soon, and hopefully when we solve this food shortage, because I don't want them to have too many babies if they can't actually take care of each other. That is gonna be a little concerning because we're kind of low with food, and that's a little worrying. So yeah, we're gonna try to get as much food as we possibly can. Hopefully, we don't go into like a serious food shortage, and I guess we can start moving Dove closer to her uncle over here. Whoa, and I guess we'll make Drake sit in the nest real quick just in case this Domingo comes over here. He sees that shit coming down here. He's like, oh shit, I ain't dealing with that. I ain't dealing with that. So yeah, Rare is gonna come closer so she can possibly get into this nest whenever she can, and I guess we'll let we collect all these berries and stuff like that. Rare is a little upset that Drake did break the little bush that was over here that was feeding her and her little family over here. But Drake was a little upset and about his first child, and he can understand he's trying to control that temper. He is nothing like his brother, Kratos. He's kind of funny. Drake down here seems to be more of aggressive kind of type, even though he isn't the god of war. Even though Kratos is the god of war, but he has a bit more of a kinder heart, and it's kind of funny. So that is what we're going for. So I guess Kratos actually might want to come over here and say hello to Scout, and he actually might convince her to be the father of his children. And since a lot of their followers are both scouts and warriors, I think she'd be cool with that because she is pretty much okay with having children that are both scout and warriors because it will continue on her line of scouts. So she is pregnant with Kratos' first child, and honestly, the genetics are doing pretty well with that. So they're gonna continue watching over these two children until they finally get their second gem, so they can actually move on away because these birds are fucking terrifying and shit. Anyways, so let's see. And this little group over here, they're gonna try as much as possible to collect as much berries as they possibly can, clear out this area because this is the area they're going to be staying on from now on. But I think they're going to try to collect as much nuts and stuff like that as they possibly can. I don't think this is a good area for Ivory. I think he might want to come over here because it's kind of hard because this rock right here kind of stops the berries from falling down. So he might want to try to find an area with better berries. And I think Beat might have to move over here to this little hole right here because she's kind of far. I don't think the cold resistance helps them too much. Actually, is the cold still available? I don't think so. I don't think it's too cold for them right now. I think it's pretty much okay for now. But I think let's go on to the next turn. I guess we just scroll out and see if anything bad happens. Okay. Uh-oh. Wow, this group over here is getting a shit ton of hate from like the God of War. The God of War doesn't think yeah, the Lord of War, the God of War, the God that they worship does not like this group because this group is in favor of the God of Harvest or the Lord of Harvest, Lily. So I guess they don't think I guess he doesn't think that they're strong enough to defend themselves. But what they don't know is that Messiana is a fucking beast, hot shit. How much fucking attack damage does she have? She has 5. That's actually pretty good. Oh my goodness gracious. So she actually took care of it on her own. So she's gonna actually have to have her baby pretty soon because she is meeting her end. I might as well. It's hard to say what I want to do because I don't want anyone to. I don't want to have too many babies and then they can't take care for themselves. It's kind of scary, honestly. But I think everyone's okay for now. I guess we might as well move him up here so he can collect the berries on this side, and his daughter Turnip can collect over here. And I guess Laco can come over here and sit on the grass, the nice grass instead of the sand. So I mean, let's see if she can sniff out any roots. I don't think there's any roots in this area. A little depressing for her, but she is happy to spend time with her family, even though later on hopefully she can find more roots for her stuff. There's plenty of roots over here. There's a decent amount of stuff over here as well. But there's not a lot of roots on this island, which kind of makes her a little sad that that's the situation. But that is what it is. I guess the little duo over here, Sal and Tuna, can actually fight off this little crabbit right here. So I guess it's going to be Tuna's turn to smack this crabbit. And I guess it died actually pretty quickly. I think she kind of did it on her own. So yeah, they're gonna kind of try to chill with each other as much as they possibly can because I think Sal is still pretty cold from I guess all the snow, and he's not really too happy about that. So I guess we can get Ivory to move up here and try to collect as much as he can. Let's see. We can get Tado to come over here and collect as much acorns as she can. And I guess poor little Beet over here is going to try to move her way up the mountain so she can sit next to Ivory. Because Ivory seems a little cold and he's going to need some help with that. But since little Dove over here has enough of her gems, she's going to start moving out away from the area because she is being forced by her father. And I guess we'll move Drake out of the nest and actually get Rare to get back in there. And he's hoping that his next child will be the child that he's always desired to have. Hopefully, because if not, he might be a little upset. Again, he might even break the other bush that poor little Wheat over here is trying to protect from poor Drake over here, who's probably really furious about the situation. So up here, we also have the little group over here that's trying to keep these two warm. I'm not 100% sure if they're gonna keep warm enough. They're having a hard time, honestly. I guess the best bet is, I don't know, it's kind of hard to say. I don't know why they're having a hard time growing. So I guess Tano's going to come up here, try to collect as much of this nesting material as he possibly can because he sees that his queen over here, the queen of scouting, is going to have a baby, so he wants to make sure she has enough nesting material so she can actually make a nest in the future. I think the only people we're really concerned about with having children, I think is, I want to say it's our little lovely lady over here, Miss Diana. She is almost close to the end of her life, so you might want to watch out for her so she can have children soon. So I guess Doug can actually clean out some of this area so that he can have, I guess, a safer area so no more predators start coming out. It seems that it's, oh my goodness, look. Laco, you found some roots! Oh my gosh, she must be so happy right now. She finally found some roots that she's been dying for. She hasn't had much roots in her diet. I think the only time she's really had some was when Doug dug up 2 roots. Not 2 roots, I think he dug a bit more because I think he has 2 in digging, which gives him a probability of having more roots dug up. So yeah, so Sally, he's kind of cold, so I think maybe Messiana might actually come closer to them after she picks up this meat. So both Lily and Messiana can have possible children. I guess we can have Lily have her first child in this round. Let Scout have her own child as well. And I guess the only thing we're really concerned about is everyone having the big body in their traits and I guess the fluffy tail because that's something we really need because a lot of our creatures surprisingly don't have the big body. So we're just gonna wait. I guess we can watch over these 2 young ladies because they do indeed have they are our queens of harvest and scouting, so we do want to watch over them. So I guess we can wait. Let's go on to the next turn and see what babies have in store for us. Ooh. Whoa, who's dying? Who's dying? New baby born. One of our bodies have mutated a new gene. What? One of our babies has mutated a gene. I guess it's the snout? Uh-oh. Are you serious? Are you fucking serious? Oh my god. Oh my god. Drake is probably having a fucking fit right now. He is probably so angry. Oh my god. His second child has Are you serious? He's probably looking at Ray like, excuse me, were you like a fucking fish in another life? Oh my gosh, EC has the fucking, oh my god. Oh my god. So Easy actually has the gills. Oh my god, Drake is probably so angry right now. Why is it so hard to mutate the poison fangs on creatures that both have the poison fangs? Like, why is these genetics popping out of this family? They're probably so angry. He probably thinks that, like, I don't know, maybe like the God of Wars really doesn't want them to have kids because he feels like Drake is up to no good. Oh my gosh, are you serious? We'll just name her Gilla for after her gills, but he's probably looking at freaking Rare like, excuse me, bitch, like, can you explain the situation? Anywho, so let we collect his berries and let him scoot over here to keep this family warm. I guess Rare can have mate with her husband or her mate, Drake, and I guess Drake might even banish this child off when she's old enough, just like this little child down here, Dove, who's trying to make her way towards this across the plains to another area where I believe it's a bit warmer. Oh, not warmer, but I think she's trying to get across the area to the two brother and sister duo. And I keep poor little Sal over here is just keep getting cold. So she's gonna move her way down the stream or down the area so she can possibly meet the a little duo that is known for fishing. Even though he has never fished in his life, he does indeed have the fishing tail. She might feel more comfortable around him. Maybe he actually might want to dabble in that before she comes around. But yeah, it's so crazy. I can't believe that's the situation. And I guess, oh man, Laco is gonna start becoming very suspicious when the Queen of Harvest, his first child, looks extremely like Doug over here, especially like Doug, straight up. So let's see, any, I guess it's a good thing that he passed on the C genetic. I wonder how many creatures actually have that in their genes. Let's check real quick. It's this one. So I guess Doug and Roku are the only ones who have this trait. So we might continue on trying to have those genes gonna pass on, and I guess it's fine. We'll have Messiana scoot over here so she can have her child. Actually, and I guess we can get Doug to come over here, collect this meat, and then come back. Oh, I guess not. But I guess these two are keeping each other warm. She will scoop up this nest because the little queen over here doesn't need a nest right now. This Dodomingo, I guess Laco can have a nest as well, but she's gonna have to wait for this Dodomingo to move. And we'll see if we can collect up this these nuts and stuff like that, and hopefully the Dodomingo will like to move soon. I guess not. Oh wait, I guess we can. Let's jump right into this nest, and so she can have her children in the next turns. Let's also clear out this area. She is not going to be happy when she clears out the last bit of grass and she sees that one of the Queen of Harvest's child looks exactly like Doug. I straight up looks like Doug. He even adds one of the digging paws, and she's not gonna be happy about that. Sadly, Ruku only has the medium body, so I don't know. We'll see how that goes. That's something that I'm always gonna be concerned about because I don't want our creatures to freeze to death, like poor Sal off in the distance, because he only has a medium body and he doesn't even have a bushy tail, so he's really freezing right now because he's not really equipped for the mountain. Even though we're trying to breed that in, it doesn't seem like that's the case. Now, we can take a quick look at over here to see, I guess, another vampire? Wow, Ram is another little vampire over here who, honestly, let's see, she's pretty much well-rounded. And I think she's another follower of Drake. I guess even though Drake is having some hardships with trying to start his own little vampire family, he is starting to have some supporters off on the other island or off on top of the hill. So hopefully that will continue on the line of vampires that he's hoping to have in the future. But it seems that they're having a hard time growing because it seems like the cold is kind of stifling that. It kind of seems like that's the situation. It kind of seems like it's being stifled by the cold, which is kind of crazy, honestly, when you think about it. But let's take up this nest real quick, and we're going to keep them all close together as much as possible. It's kind of crazy to think that this is the situation. I guess Scout is gonna try to sit between all these babies. So many babies to watch over. It's kind of crazy, honestly. But I think that's gonna be it. I think that's gonna be it for today, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. And if you guys did, please hit the like button down below. Our likes and comments are always much appreciated. I guess in the next adventures, we're gonna try to help Dove get across to where Sal and his sister Tuna is. And I guess even the little shark over here, Gilla, is gonna try to make her way and try to follow her sister Dove off into the distance with the twins over here. Anyways, well, not technically twins, but they pretty much look very similar. But honestly, I hope you guys are having an amazing day, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out, homies.